back out of that.
See if we drop any frames. No drop frames? Yes. 0 dropped frames.
Alright.
And how does it look on the stream? It looks great. Sanguine, what's up, man? James Rocks, what's up?
That's a really big face.
That's a real. Hey, Remy.
Yeah.
That's a big face of my. Yeah, see, this is it, dude. That's awful. This would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey, this is not. Hey, how are you? This is my good side today.
Yeah. Turn to the left or whatever. Show my right
Sanguine
side.
Tricom, thank you for the host, buddy. Dan So, how are you? Hi. Hi, everybody. We're just getting started. So chill, relax amongst yourselves for a moment. Remy, I've been great, thank you. There's that host alert. See, look at that. That looks cool, right? The host alert down there? That looks good. It's right underneath you. Art, you could be all hyped anytime someone else is like, yeah!
Yay!
Look at that!
Thanks for the host.
Thanks for being here, I guess. I don't know.
For the host, I can't say your name.
Not your pal guy. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, we're waiting for Oz. Oz is having some technical difficulties, so Art and I are going to entertain you for a moment. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Yeah, I would have jumped in there, but I can't do it.
Art, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Yeah?
Just tired as all get out.
Tired as all get out. You've been working hard, huh?
Yeah, that, and then the scrumping that went on next door to me kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm good.
I'm a little tired myself. I'm trying to get the stream back up and running where I'm here consistently. I'm not going to be here for long when I'm here, but I'm trying to be here consistently. So thank you guys for being here. Hi, not your pal guy. We are glad to see you as well. Remy, here for the humbe. Dude, Remy, thank you so much. Hyper, how are you, buddy? Oh, I think I'm getting a message from Oz. Give me a second here. What does it say? Oh, he's coming. Oz is coming. With an O-M-I-N-G, you nasty fools.
Yeah. I was about to say that's about to turn into something perverted.
And I lost Art. Oh, darn it. Okay, he's back. That's gonna bother me until we get Oz on. This whole thing, where it drops your video off and then brings you back like, hi!
Okay.
Stupid thing.
Bam. I disappeared. I'm invisible.
I've disappeared. But yesterday I had a long day. We did the stream, and then I quickly took off to go host the event with the Silver Sun Pickups, which was really cool. The lead singer Brian liked my Star Wars shirt I was wearing yesterday, so we talked about Comic-Con and stuff. It was really cool. And then I had to go to work and be on the air till midnight. And I will say this: I recently took a module, like a tutorial at the office for social media stuff, and I found out the amount of social media I was posting was not enough. And the rest of my coworkers, they don't do social media like I do, and they're sort of learning from me. But like, it's exhausting how much I have to post on Facebook at night, and it's like twice an hour. But like, I don't have that much to say. I have to find stuff to say. So yeah, that's how it's been. Oh, there's Oz. We found Oz's video. Okay, hold on. Oh, I have Oz and Art in the same frame. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to make that work. So whichever one of you is talking will pop up in the frame. How's that sound?
Oh, okay.
For real?
That's how, yeah, I don't know. It's being weird for me right now. Hold on. Xbox froze. That happens, buddy. It's okay. Hold on.
Is that a new camera, Art?
It's the one Hamby gave me a while back.
Nice.
I use it on my computer.
Oh, you know what I have to do? I have to separate you two. So, oh no, then you won't be able to hear each other. All right, we're going to think this through. How did I do this last week? And now neither one of you is on there because of Skype being a fool.
They disappeared.
They're all disappearing. All right, screw it. We're just going to go with this. This is what we're doing. I'm sorry. We're going to make it work. Yeah, what if they talk at the same time? Well, Oz, how are you?
I'm fine. How you guys doing? I'm good.
Good. We were just talking about being frazzled and tired, man. Everything good with you?
Yeah.
Good, man. Good. So let's get started. We don't have a name for the show yet. And I put in our title, it's called the talk show. So hi, I'm Hamby, and I'm joined by Articus and Osmortal. Why don't you both say hi? Art, say hi first. Hi, Art.
Hello.
Art, the Irish motherfucking assassin, bitches. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
right. That's a good name.
And of course, Osmortal. Oz, you just sent over the viewers that were playing with you on Dying Light. How is that game, man?
Dying Light is really good. It's
Nice.
like it's not that it's just popular. Like I think it's good, man. I think it's a good game.
Nice. Well, and welcome to everybody that's joining us. HyperAds, Remy, Sanguine, James Rocks, Buttered Ham. Oh my God, Buttered Ham. Hi, buddy. Dan So's in the house. Thank you all for being here. Roy295, shout out from Israel. What's up, Israel? Yes, we just got started. What we're talking about today is a couple of things. Guys, let's get through some news, and then let's get into Oz's big topic he wanted to talk about, which is going to be how does streaming affect gaming? And that's a really loaded topic, and we'll get into it. We're going to pick that apart a little bit. But let's get into the news first. First things first, I think I'm the one that's most excited for this, but Rainbow Six got delayed, and I think it's getting delayed from October till December. And how do you guys feel about games getting delayed? And I mean, I know your guys' answers off the top of my head, but we're doing a talk show thing, so just tell me how you guys feel about games getting delayed. Art, why don't you go first?
Yeah, you go first, Art.
For me, like on this one, especially with the fact of what happened, not that I'm trying to use Assassin's Creed Unity for everything, but the disappointment that I felt in that game, to be honest, as long as they're making sure that they get the game done right and get it taken care of, it doesn't bother me, to be honest. I'd rather it be delayed and be good rather than to be pushed out and then crap. So, with Ubisoft especially, I think they're trying to redeem themselves from this stigma that they got from like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed Unity, so they're trying to be very careful, and I think
Far
it's the
Cry.
right. Yeah, and Far Cry. I think they're just trying. Yeah, they're just trying to cover their steps, and I think it's a smart move for them to do it and make sure that they're getting everything taken care of and buttoned up before they release a game. So I'm all for it.
Oz, what
It
do you
doesn't
think?
bother me.
I'm all for it as well because my main thing is like I'm willing to wait as long as the game is good. I mean, when I mean good, like I mean like there's no fails. You know, there's no fails. I don't care how long it waits. I don't care if they push it. If they're pushing it to fix something they already know is somewhat broken, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The fact that Mass Effect is taking so long, I'm okay with that. I would even go as far as like if something happens, push it even more.
Nice.
You know, push it
Nice.
even more and make sure that it's okay. Because I remember like there's a lot of like little things with the Mako that got me on Mass Effect 1, but that was just because like the first one, but not that big of a deal.
James Rocks, thank you for the hosting, buddy. Vegeta, it's going to go on for about an hour. And it can't go on for longer than that today because I have to be somewhere. So today is another busy day for me.
And I also wanted to say that the topic was Art's idea. Art is the one nailing all the topics of the show. It was his idea to talk about the effects of streaming on actual gamers and gaming.
Now,
his idea.
my opinion on games getting delayed, I want a game to work. And,
Yes.
and here's the thing. I come from the world of marketing and promotions, and I understand what it means to have a date on the calendar, and you have to try to meet a date. And the problem that we run into is too many times the corporate bottom line of making a dollar beats out the artistic bottom line of making something good. And
Right.
us as the consumers are the ones that lose out when we consume things without question. And that's why I don't do pre-orders for the most part unless I'm positive something's going to be awesome. You won't see me doing a pre-order. Plus, I'm always broke. You know what I mean? Like I live paycheck to paycheck. I can't be chasing games that for $200 for a fucking statue and a map. You know, I just can't afford a game like that. But I am I'm really excited about Rainbow Six Siege, and I do want to jump into the horde mode where it's 4 of us on computer controlled opponents, and we're just clearing maps like cops. And you know, you kind of know where things are going to come from, but the AI that I've already played with was really fantastic. I loved Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. So yeah, take your time. You know what I mean? Like, from a money point of view, if you make the game work, I'm playing it when it works. And, you know, you hope they delay Fallout. Roy, I don't think they're going to delay Fallout, and here's why. I think Well, they learned their lesson with Skyrim. Skyrim was released with a shit ton of bugs, and they fixed it. And that game, it's a huge game, and it's Bethesda, and right, it's the same people that are doing Fallout. But they've been working on Fallout forever, and I get the feeling that they only announced the game because it's done. And they've taken the time the last 6 months to just fix it, make sure it works, and you got to give a lot of credit to them and companies like Rockstar. When GTA 5 came out, it had a lot of problems, but you know what Rockstar has done? They've made that game work, and in GTA 5, what are the sales on it now? Like 56 million or something? Like, it's insane. I think the model should be make your game work, and we're gonna be there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Skyrim
I mean,
still
that's the
has
biggest
bugs.
thing. That's the biggest thing we've had problems with the last few games that have came out last year, in my opinion. A lot of them were buggy and messed up, or just not what we thought they were going to be overall.
They were letdowns.
Yeah, they were all letdowns. That's why I'm just at this point. I'm not really like I use the word. Oh, I'm hyped for a game, but really and truthfully, I don't have this like feeling of I can't wait until this comes out and I'm going to buy it day one and blah blah blah. Like that has been kind of taken away from me from last year's releases because a lot of them are just kind of like,
We got
you know what I
burned.
mean?
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
burned.
it was just like, eh. So now I'm just like, yeah, I want to play that game, but it's not like I can't wait and I'm gonna go and like I wouldn't stand in line for nothing. I'll just put it that way. If I had to
Yeah.
stand in a line, I wouldn't stand in line for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Because
I would
I'm
stay in
just
line for
hyped.
games. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very much anti the hype. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like whatever.
I did for Mortal Kombat. I totally
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
stood in line.
You did.
It wasn't fully planned, but I did, and I didn't mind it. I was talking in the line with a few people that ended up being my viewers. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was interesting.
Another thing this week, there was some demos of the new Mad Max game. I don't think either one of you had a chance to check it out. Did you? I'll just ask if you have.
I did not. I missed that. I heard about it, but I've been busy, and I missed it. It's on my list of stuff to watch.
Art, did you get a chance?
I looked at some of the gameplay videos and stuff that I could find. I mean, I don't know if I looked at the same ones you did or anything like that, but I looked up some stuff. It looks interesting. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not hyped about anything, so even
Yeah.
watching that, it was like it's cool that they're making. It seems like they're making the car pretty much the focus of the game.
It's the
sort
car
of.
as a character.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You
Yeah.
can
Of
level up
course.
the car.
Yeah. So I like that aspect of it. It looked like it had some cool mechanics with the combat because kind of had a Assassin's Creed kind of Batman Arkham Knight type thing. So
Combat, yeah.
yeah,
Hand-to-hand,
combat
yeah.
was. So that looks cool. And then there's it looked like there was some crafting stuff you could do with your character. So it's got some interesting elements to it. But I'm not deep into the Mad Max series as a whole, anyways. So that universe isn't something that really sticks out to me. That's something that I would be like overtly.
It to me it looked like, and I haven't had I honestly haven't had a chance to really check it out. I checked out a couple of live streams for about 10 minutes each. I checked out IGN's and I checked out GameSpot, not GameStop. I checked out GameSpot's streaming of it with Alexa, and it wasn't bad. It was interesting, is what I liked of it. Mad Max same day as Metal Gear. Yeah, I think Mad Max is gonna get fucking crushed by Metal Gear 5. Actually, I want to get into a topic like that as well before we get into the main topic. But let's give a couple of shout outs to everybody in chat. Rez is in here. Rez Rider, hi buddy. Darkslide Hunter, what's up, buddy? Everyone's sort of filling in. Hyper's back, and hi everybody. Rez likes to watch people streaming before he plays games. We're actually going to touch base on that. It's the main part of today's topic, and I liked what I saw from Mad Max, but I am definitely not rushing out to pre-order anything. So it is one of those things that I can wait and see. I'm excited about it, but I can wait, and especially when you go back to games being released and they don't work properly. And we've had this conversation on Twitter, Oz and I especially, where I will say to people, why don't you wait for the Master Edition or the Ultimate Edition or whatever they want to call it a year after the game comes out or 9 months after it comes out. Like Sleeping Dogs, it didn't sell as well as they wanted it to. So what they did was they were like, well, we love this world, we love this game engine, and we're going to keep adding stuff to this game. And that game, I think a lot of people have played that game now, that you can get it on the cheap. You know, all of the DLC and stuff is so cheap for you right now. And there's no reason why you can't play like a Tomb Raider from just a couple years ago, or, you know, like the... any games that are a year old or longer. I mean, once they go on sale and they're working at that point, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just don't feel like you have to buy things in the beginning. It's almost become like the first people that'll buy the Apple Watch, and everyone's like, you guys are fucking crazy. You're going to spend how much money on a watch? Nobody even wears watches. And then like 6 years from now, we're all fucking Dick Tracy with our Apple Watches, and we're going, man, I wish I had been on the ground floor. But that's just not how it is. With games, you can always play games, and I feel like there shouldn't be that mentality of the early adopters. Like, bless your socks, but I'm not paying money to a Kickstarter for a game that still hasn't come out. Like, say, what's that space simulator one? Oh shoot, what's it called?
Yeah.
It's still not out. It's the biggest. Yeah. It's one of the biggest Kickstarters of all time, but it's still not out. So, and I know a guy that works for the company, and I've talked to him about the game, and it all sounds great. It's very ambitious, but I don't know. I mean, you know, I mean, people don't understand. Real great games take like 4 years to make, and not these once a year type things. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Sorry, I got distracted by chat for a second.
I think for me, like with Mad Max, I will say this: being someone that doesn't know that universe
Star
or anything
Citizen,
like
yeah,
that.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, sorry, Art. Star Citizen, yes.
Just watching a little bit of it has it's piqued my interest a little bit. So at least the gameplay has kind of done that. Like I don't know anything about the universe. I don't know anything about any of that. But watching some of the mechanics and things that they're doing in it does kind of have my interest piqued. So, I mean, it might be a great game. I don't know. My thing is, what happens is people judge something off of what a few people say about a game after looking at previews, and automatically write it off as being trash. And I kind of feel, I know Watch Dogs has its own controversy and all that, but I honestly think that's what happened with Watch Dogs. After that video came out, people started bashing it. Then everybody's like, "Oh, it sucks." You know what I mean? Like,
well, to be honest, on Watch Dogs, what happened was, you know, when you look back, they had debuted and demoed a version of the game at E3 that they didn't release to the public, and it was because, for whatever reason, I think probably money, financially, they couldn't afford to do it, or they decided, on a corporate level, they decided, fuck it, we're just going to release the game. Claymore Nor, hey man, welcome, and thank you for the follow, I saw that earlier. I think that from a corporate position, Ubisoft, last year especially, just started saying, whatever, we're just gonna release these games. And the big crux of the argument from the industry people was, you showed us something that is running at 60 frames per second, or whatever the numbers are, you guys, you'll know what they are. But they said, you know, you showed something at 60 frames per second and ran at 30 frames per second, you fucking lied. And that snowballed into everyone saying, this game fucking sucks. And it didn't suck. I played it with an open mind, knowing that there was that controversy about the frame rate and whatever, and I just didn't care. I wanted to play the game, and I liked the story. And I get it that I know what you're saying, Art. It clouded people's judgment of something before they tried it.
Right, and that's what I see happening with all. That's why I tend to just not look at a bunch of previews, look at a bunch of stuff. I may see an initial preview of something, take it in, and say, okay, that may be something I'm interested in. But I don't even like to watch streams of games that I haven't played that I want to try to check out. And I know some people are like, what? You know. But I'm at the point where, with me financially, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, ooh, but, you know, I can buy a game, and if it blows money, it blows money. Like, I mean, I know that sounds silly, but that's just where I'm at in my life right now, where I can buy a game, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I'm not pissed about it. It's just, it's not my kind of game, so I just won't play it anymore.
I think the thing that Oz and I don't fight, you guys, but I think the thing that Oz and I would normally disagree on is that I don't think enough people take enough personal responsibility for their own purchases. I think a lot of people throw their arms up in the air and go, oh, fuck you, you fucking got me again. And I'm that person that's like, no, man, like, you're not going to get me again. I'm just not going to buy your stuff. and I let my money talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just feel like they're not listening to us anyway. We're not in the room. You know what I mean? And I think the other side of that is where I say that I'm not saying that people are lazy, and I'm not disparaging folks, but I think a lot of people are lazy when it comes to their opinions about games, and they look for those folks that are their access to cool, or they find somebody that they like and they enjoy their reviews, and then all of a sudden they become that fanboy. And then when that person doing the reviews steers them wrong, they fanboy. You know what I mean? Like, they don't see the facts for the facts, and they just take it at face value. And I think sometimes people need to take a little bit more responsibility and just think for yourself. You know what I mean? Have your own opinion and don't be afraid to have it, but you gotta think for yourself. You gotta explore that knowledge. Like, I mean, if you're curious about something, you know, that's what these games are for. I want to dive into one quick topic, and I know I'm talking a lot. There's been a little bit of controversy. There's a stream group, YouTubers and Twitch streamers, Kinda Funny Live, Kinda Funny Games, and they've gotten access to Metal Gear Solid 5, and starting Sunday, they're going to start posting on their YouTube Let's Play videos of the game that's not going to be out for at least another week at that point. So, the question is, because I don't want to be spoiled by a game. I'm not looking to get spoiled. So I'm just not going to watch those videos if I don't want to be spoiled. But what if I do? What if I do want to watch those videos? If they exist out there, that's up to me whether to watch them or not. And I there's been this backlash against the Kinda Funny guys and Greg Miller specifically, that you're going to fucking spoil the game and you're ruining everything. And it's like, well, you don't have to watch.
Right.
And that's not being disrespectful. That's respectfully saying, I respect your opinion, but you don't have to shit on me. And what do you guys think about that? Oz, I know you have a big no spoilers thing.
Yeah, the thing with me is like I love streaming, but like when I think of streaming, like I think of like I want to hang out with you guys. You know,
Right.
you guys are awesome. You know, like you get to meet really cool people. I said this before back in the day, and I'll still say it now. It's like I'm meeting awesome friends I wish I knew my whole life. You know. But then every now and then I'm playing like a game that I didn't realize will like get you like story wise, you know, and then there's this random dude that comes in and just starts talking about this guy did that.
Right.
And this happens at the end. I'm all like, dude, it's like, I hate spoilers, man. I just hate him so bad.
But
and
that's something that's being forced upon you. But
Yeah.
you know, on the
Yeah,
flip
there's
side,
no
how do you
control
feel
over
about
that.
well, and how do you feel about like if someone posts a let's play before the game is available, or
I'm
if
not
someone
gonna watch
streams
that.
before a game is available?
I'm gonna choose not to watch that.
There-
But like
there you go.
I actually came across that situation with the Evil Within. I was just perusing my YouTube videos, you know, recommended this and that, and recommended was all like the Evil Within explained. I was all like, I don't want to watch this or have to, but I ended up watching it. Because I plan on playing that game on Halloween, you know, like I wanted to play Evil Within all Halloween.
Right. And you know what? I think Art just mentioned this as well.
Yeah.
There are times he won't watch a stream, even if it's
Mm-hmm.
a good friend, because I want to play that game and I don't want to get spoiled by it. Is that
Right.
Art? That's basically what you were saying, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I see both sides of it, because you've got where people. I mean, we just talked about how we've kind of got a distrust of the fact that these games have been coming out. They're not what we thought they were. They're not. They're bugged as all get out. They're not. You know what I mean? Like, so then you got these people that are wanting to check out the game before they buy it and see what it's about. And you can. I mean, to a certain extent, you can watch part of a game and not get super spoiled. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can watch part of gameplay and see what it looks like and check it out a little bit without getting like massive spoilers that are going to ruin your time. So I see both sides of it. I see the fact that it is beneficial for us to be able to look at content, especially it coming out a couple weeks beforehand, and saying, oh, well, that game's got this wrong with it. Well, I don't want to touch that. And if anything, you could at least, if you don't want to watch the video, with it being on YouTube, there are going to be plenty of comments talking about any bugs or anything like that throughout, that you could just read those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And you know, and that's the thing, is I think people have to understand that just because something's on YouTube doesn't mean that you're spoiled. You didn't have to
Right.
watch it. And I think some people are saying,
Yeah.
yeah, but what if my friends watch it and then they spoil me? Well, that's on your friend. Do you know what I mean? That's not on the
Yeah.
content existing. That's on your friend and you.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation you two need to have. But I think, and Oz mentioned this, you know, Darkside's talking about this in chat right now. He's been playing Dying Light, and he's had multiple people just show up and spoil the end of the game for him. He's playing the game Dying Light. He's not doing the multiplayer like Oz just was doing. But he is getting spoiled by folks that are coming into the chat and just being jerks, and that sucks. I mean, and that gets into the main topic today. The main thing is what we wanted to talk about is how does streaming affect the game, and I've got my thoughts on it, but I was wondering how you guys felt. Basically, you know, here we are. We're talking about not doing pre-sale. You know, we're talking about games that are bugged and wanting to wait and see. We're talking about experiencing the game with other people. You know, like maybe a wrestling game where everyone's getting hyped and it's fun. You know,
Yeah.
or you're playing Madden. You know, spoilers, one of the two teams is going to lose. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's
Yeah.
a sports game, right? Or you're
Yeah.
playing Rocket League or whatever you may be playing. Maybe you're playing Counter-Strike. You know, maybe you're playing Dota. You're playing a fucking League of Legends game or something, right? Do you think you're better off served playing those type of games, streaming online, or playing any type of game? And this leads into, you know, if you don't want to be spoiled in storyline, maybe it is up to you as the individual not to play the games online. And it's a weird line, but I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts. Oz, why don't you start on this one, and then we'll hear from Art, and then I'll chime back in.
Well, the best example for me would be Life is Strange, because Life is Strange, like that one, like he completely caught me off guard as a great story game. Like I thought I was just gonna have fun with this little time travel aspect, and all of a sudden, the story was just like so amazing, you know. Like me and Miss Showoff, we love that game, and when she got the episode before me, I would end up going into her stream, knowing she was playing it, and actually asking the question, "Is this the new episode?" Yes, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't want to spoil it for myself. And it was kind of funny in a way, but then it's like I really didn't want to. I wanted to hang out with her as a viewer because I'm a viewer first always, you know.
Right.
But I couldn't sit in her stream and listen or watch anything.
I've
know, I
actually
just
done
couldn't
that a
do it.
few times with you playing the game. I've
Yeah.
watched you for half hour, 40 minutes, and I've purposely left before, just
Yeah.
because I'm like, let me experience some of this for myself.
Right.
Because, and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you keep going, but I play games in the sense that I'm having a good time and I want to have the experience and I want the story to be told to me. I want the art of the story to be there. So if I get to a part where I'm stuck, I will go online and I will all of a sudden go down that rabbit hole of a Wikipedia dedicated to the game, teaching me how to do certain things or whatever. And I make that choice at that point. I go, okay, I would rather find a spoiler for the story than not move on. And that's the decision I make. And so I you know, anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. Then again with Life is Strange, there was it jumped a whole level in the story, and then some guy, I could feel that he was going to troll. You know, I could feel the spoiler coming, and we just took it. You know me, man. Like just banned him right off the bat. And then luckily, because of the way my Xbox app works, I don't see whispers.
Oh, good.
Okay, I don't see that. But apparently, Hyper and Showoff are telling me that the guy that we banned whispered to every single person in the chat the spoiler. Ruin it for them, but not for me. And I'm all like, oh my god, are you guys serious? Like, I just couldn't handle that. And I was so mad.
I remember
and it completely just brought down my mood.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I was enjoying the story. I knew shit was gonna go down, and it just brought down my mood. And then there are also like, so that's just that. You know, that's just that. Like people blatantly saying stuff, and then there's the spoilers where like people just can't help themselves. Where like, oh, I hate this next part. This part's so sad. Like they set you up, and even if they think that how gonna help you make you sadder, they're
Contextual
wrong.
spoilers are the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like they it's like, oh, I wish the ending was different. It's like, whoa, like what the hell? So like now, am I gonna wish for the ending to be different? It's all like at least wait 2 freaking minutes for me to get there.
Let me add something to that real quick.
What?
That's like when it's like Josh and I will watch Game of Thrones together, my roommate Josh.
Right.
And let's say he's not going to get home on time and I'm pissed at him for something. I'm like, fuck that guy. I'm watching the fucking episode. And then when he gets home, if it's good, I'll be like, oh, you're home, let's watch the episode together, hey! But I have to control my body. I have to control my reactions. If I know what's coming up and he'll know I've seen the fucking show. So I'm like, this isn't even like a typing thing. This is in person, and I have to be like, play it cool, you know, don't react right before this is about to happen, even though you know. So that's the thing. I get that people get excited, and sometimes I think in a chat room environment you have a little bit more control, because that inaudible thing where you kind of like, oh, you know, then they can tell. But that doesn't happen in a chat. I mean, you have to type, and when you're typing, take 1 second to reread the sentence and go, oh, should I even? No, I won't say that. That's just what I'll say.
I'm actually pretty good with like pretending I haven't seen something already. Like I can like act it out, like play it out, you know. And as far as like mechanical spoilers are concerned, like people don't like being told how to play the game. Like backseat gaming to me is like a 50-50 double-edged sword. Like if I can't kick properly, please tell me how to kick properly.
Sure.
You know, like Dark Souls. Like I had a horrible time like learning the very mechanics of Dark Souls at one point. It was all like the parry situation. Like I never streamed it, but I would ask streamers these questions.
Sure.
You know, that's when I first started watching. When I found out about Dark Souls and Twitch and everything, started finding out. I watched a lot of Dark Souls streamers first. That was like my main first experience in Twitch. And I would ask, like, I still am a total viewer, and I would ask those questions, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? You know? So those type of stuff is fun.
Art, how do you think streaming affects the games?
Or
just how you game, yeah.
I can tell you, like, right now, for me, even as a streamer, there's games that I've already played and beaten that I really enjoyed. But when I try to stream them, like Mass Effect, for instance, like, even though I've already played it and I know the story and I know all the different aspects of it, it's still like I like the story and I like to get into it. And when I'm streaming, my attention is divided. So I can't take in the story like I would want to. So as a streamer, for me, a lot of times when I'm doing big, deep story games, it's hard for me to really concentrate and get into it, and I don't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, like for me, a lot of times I'm just like, you know, because I'm having to deal with the people in chat. And then not only that, but I get some little trolly kid that comes in and pisses me off. So it's like, you know, screw you, ban you out, but I still got that on my mind, like I said, where it just kind of brings your whole mood down for, even if it's just for 5 minutes, it's like, okay, you know, you just sucked the life out of me, you little leech. You know what I mean?
You know, I think I handle that stuff really well for the most part, and I don't mean to, you know, pat myself on the back, but I think for the most part, I try not to even acknowledge the negativity of trolls, because the trolls exist. I mean, you know, I work at a radio station, and you know, I deal with trolls all the time, and there I have to be a professional. You know, here this is me. There I have to be a professional, and I have to deal with their shit. And you know, the best thing is you know, Facebook and Twitter have the ability to block people if they're being shitty, and Twitch has the ability to. But the problem is that people have to be shitty before you block them, and because you just don't know, and anybody can be shitty at any time, where you're like, wow, really, like, you really sucked me in, great for you, you know. And I think that the problem is with that is, for the most part, it doesn't affect us, and then it does, you know. I mean look at the day look at the day Oz and I streamed together on Minecraft back in February. I was sick and I was losing my voice, and I was just getting sick and losing my voice, and I was cranky, and I was not upset. I was cranky, and I was tired, and I was getting sick. And this guy came in, and you know, we both knew he wanted to start some shit, but I was like, yo, bring it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I knew he had nothing, and I was like, he said I wrote you a poem or something, and it's one of those ones where people try to butter you up before they slap you down. And,
exactly.
And I mean, you know, Oz remembers. I mean, we're streaming together, and I'm like, oh, this fucking kid. He goes, oh, what? And I was like, he's trying to tell me he wrote me a poem. And he's like, oh, that sounds really great. But he didn't write, and I'm like, he didn't write me a fucking poem. And that's when I was like, yo, I'd love to hear the poem. And then he wasn't typing it. And then I called him out, and I said, you live in your parents' basement. I was just being a dick. I was in a bad mood. And then he called me fat, and that was when I lost my shit. And this guy honestly has no business having any real estate in my head for any moment of time. Except for I had a chip on my shoulder, he showed up, and I wanted that fight. And the reaction was pure, but I screamed and totally lost my voice. But still, you never know. Most of the time that stuff doesn't affect me, and you never know. Someone can just show up and chat and be shitty. I mean, you guys remember last week we were streaming this exact same talk show 1 week ago, and somebody said some gay fucking joke at our expense, and I simply banned him immediately. And chat responded very quickly but slowly, because it happened. And then it was about 10 seconds where I was like, get fucking wrecked. And he was like, oh no, it was handled. It's handled. It's gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't even consider it. Like, you're not worth our time.
I think I had a similar thing where you're talking about like people just like getting you on a bad day.
Yeah.
Like, like you have this thing too, like you don't like playing with strangers, which I didn't fully understand until like I started doing it. Right. So like best example was one day I had a bad day and this guy's playing Minecraft and some guy comes in there and he goes, "Can I play? Invite me." And I'm just looking at the chat room, just staring at it for like a minute. How dare you? You just come in here. I swear. I was like, you just come in here. Don't even say hello. Don't even follow. Just want to jump in the game. Like, I fucking know you. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I was just having a bad day. And he's all like, well, fuck you, too. He's like, well, fuck you, man. Who the fuck do you think you are? Get the fuck out of here. Shit like that. And I banned his ass. And then I kind of cooled down and I got over it and I played with the next person that said that.
It's really funny, and Art and I have experienced this together on separate occasions, but I have lost my shit at the song request. When people come into the chat room, and it's based on, I, at the time, was a former radio DJ. Now I'm back to being a radio DJ, but my job is not to play music for you. This isn't even my job. I treat this like my job, but my job is to the people that want to be here. And it's when someone out of nowhere shows up in your chat. He's never been there before, and they type in, command song request and a song, and you just go, motherfucker, you're really gonna come into my car and fucking change my radio without even asking? I didn't ask you to be here. And I've reacted negatively to that so hard before that on the flip side, one night when Art and I were streaming together, and some guy was being a light troll, but he was trolling, and Art, you were drinking, but he did the song request thing, and you were like, Hammy, let me ban him.
I remember that. That was the same night that I was dying of numbness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. I was pretty drunk. But yeah, like, I think people don't realize, and this is something, of course, this is from a streamer aspect, so I mean, we understand because we're viewers also, but like, I have a busy life. I work, I come and I stream. It's a way for me to release. But then you got these little kids that come in, and I'm saying little kids because they're probably younger than me. I don't know. But they'll be like, "Can I play with you?" And then when you say, "Oh, no, I'm playing just with my friends," well, you suck. Well, you don't realize I'm a freaking manager. So I freaking have people that I have to deal with for 10 hours out of my day. And then I come to stream, and you come in here wanting to, "Ooh, can I play with you?" Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. First off, if you were some random kid that showed up to my house and knocked on my door and said, "Hey, let me come in and play with you," I'd say, "Get the freaking crap out of here." So my channel, in my opinion, is my house. Yeah. It is something that I have built, something that I have made, and I want it to be a good community to where we can freaking have fun. And then you got these little random kids that come up knocking on your door, hi, let me play. And you're like, "Well, no, thank you. I'm doing something with my friends." "Well, screw you. Well, get out of my freaking channel and hope the door hits you on the ass when you leave because I can't stand you anyways." Kind of deal. Like, it's just
here's where I feel bad about that. In here in the sense that this is a social platform.
Right.
I just think that if people had a little bit more etiquette and understood, like, hey, say hi and introduce yourself and, become a part of a conversation and part of a community, add to a community, and you and then you're invited. It's part of it. At the radio station, there is a fan group. It's run by the fans. They call themselves the Warriors. It's FM 94.9 SD Warriors. And I got added, even though I'm a radio DJ for the radio station that they love, they added me so that I get to know what they're doing and what they're talking about. And Oz is a big fan of my radio station and listens all the time, so I added Oz to the group. Just because it's a cool community and people talk to each other and they share ideas and stuff. And that's kind of the thing too is, that's hard. It's hard because this is a social platform and, people do meet each other through here.
Right.
At the same time, you're like, yeah, but you gotta kind of prove yourself. You gotta show some, we trust but verify. By the way, Rez, you have got to tweet that whole thing. Did you guys read Rez's poem he made for us in the chat?
Oh, wait.
That'd be good
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. All right, here we go.
All right.
There once was a streamer called Hamby, whose viewers knew to be manly. Up popped a troll who got bopped on the nose because Hamby is no fucking pansy. Thank you, Rez Ryder.
I did read that. I for a second, I was all like, what is he saying exactly? I was just like, I did read that.
Roy, can you play with us in the Gaming Talk Show? Actually, we are going to be inviting our friends and stuff. This is only our second one, and we plan on doing this every week. Thank you all of you who are here and watching and being a part of the chat. I'm doing my best to talk to you guys as we're doing this. Nick315, hi Nick, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy.
Me so.
We're gonna be doing this every week. We're still working the bugs out and trying to get a schedule going. I don't even have frames for us right now, and to this week I can't even fucking figure out Skype. I've got both of the boys in one window. Bodacious Buddha, what's up, BB? Definitely we want to include everybody else to be a part of this conversation. And on that note, do you guys have questions? Do you have any questions for the three of us? We'll take 3 good questions, and we're gonna discuss whatever you guys want to talk about, and then we'll wrap up. I've got about 18 minutes before I have to put on pants and get the fuck out of the house. So there's our deadline, chat. While you guys are queuing up your questions, we also are looking for a name for this show. So if you guys would like to help name the show, feel free to email or text it, tweet any of us, or in the chat. Feel free to drop names. What else? What else? Oh, we're doing. I'm waiting for your guys' comments. We're doing videos with my buddy Greg at work. We're doing taste test videos, and we've actually filmed, I think, 4 of them now. We debuted one last Friday. They're on my YouTube right now, youtube.com/HambyPlaysGames. But I'm going to debut a second one tonight for the What You Ate Countdown when I'm at the radio station. So if you guys check those out on YouTube, feel free to leave comments. I comment back. We do have a small enough community that is really awesome to do, so thank you.
All right, Roy asked,
real quick, let me ask you guys real quick, too. What are you playing? Oz, what are you playing this week?
I'm kind of like just in hiatus now until Dawn comes out.
Okay.
And but basically Dying Light. Dying Light is like really addicting now. It's just addicting. Now I've actually like gotten hooked on it. It's not just like playing a game to play a game. Like it's actually a really good game for me. Like I can feel myself in there when I'm alone. But when I'm playing with multiple people, I kind of like lose the feeling a little bit. Like there's just something about the chatting in my ear. Like I don't mind playing with people, because I was doing it today with Storm Cycle. He didn't have his microphone working well, and he was still playing with me and listening to me. But I kind of like that better than him talking. And nothing against him talking. It's just that there wasn't like, it didn't take away from the feeling of the game.
By the way, I think people underestimate how much I do want to play with folks. Certain games, if you have no ability to really fuck with my world, I will play games with you all day, because as long as you can't mess up my progress, I'm fine. And also, I don't always want to be in a party chat when I'm trying to talk to a chat and host things and stuff. So that's really hard, and I know a lot of people just want to be a part of it, and I get that. And Oz is mentioning that sometimes, you guys, it's really awesome to be able to play games with you but not have to have full conversations. Like we're just playing games together. Art, what do you
Pam,
play?
I don't know if the acronym could be FART for the name of our show.
That's actually response team.
That's actually response team would be FART.
Where is that?
So
Where's
I don't
that?
know.
Buttered ham.
I don't know if FART would be a good
Fart.
which yeah, I don't know. It might be a good one. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, Res. Definitely Res.
What I've been playing, I started playing Zombie, which is basically Zombie U, but it's
The Wii U
Oh.
game that's now been ported, right?
ported, right? So
Right.
it's on the computer. I just started it today. It's pretty cool. I've got it for the Wii U, but to be honest, my Wii U is basically a doorstop. So, I'll just be honest. I haven't touched it in about 2 months. Ever since I got it, 2 weeks after I got it, I haven't played it since.
Really?
I really haven't.
Because
Yeah,
I would almost buy that off of you just to play the virtual console.
Yeah,
We'll have to talk. We'll have to talk.
yeah. We'll talk.
Art, why don't you find a question in the chat, and why don't you grab our first question?
There was one. I mean, it's kind of similar to what we've talked about, but it was what is our favorite game that has come out this year? So it's a little bit different. My favorite game was, or I guess last year, maybe not just this year, but I'll say probably Wolfenstein.
You streamed that too.
Yes, I love that game. I platinumed it. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of time with it. So, I really enjoyed it. I liked the fact they had a lot of detail in the story. It was one of the first person shooter games where I felt like the story was just fantastic and I loved it. One thing that I wish more first person shooters would get right. And I don't really consider Fallout and all them first person because you can kind of change your point of view, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, you
But
mean like
yeah.
games that you can have a third person versus a first person? If you
Right.
have just forced first, like a Doom, maybe.
Right, right. So for me, like Wolfenstein was great. The story was very detailed. They had tons of collectibles in it. It had that old school feel to it, so you had to collect your items, and I don't know. I just loved it. It was a cool game.
Oz,
New one that came out's good too.
what's been your favorite the last year?
My favorite game this last year?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I could think of like a brand new favorite. Like I mean, I have like you know me, man. I'm like very variety. I really got into Mortal Kombat a lot. Like
Right.
I just mainly because I grew up with that. When I was getting punked and bullied as a kid, I went home and played Mortal Kombat. You know, and that's how I got my aggression out. So like I that brought back a lot of memories, and I thought it was really smooth the way they did it. They could have eased off a little bit on the microtransactions a bit, but whatever. You know, that's always going to be a thing. That's definitely like I guess that's the first thing that came to my mind. So I would say that Mortal Kombat. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah, and you're also playing Dying Light. You like Dying Light.
I do like Dying Light right now, but if I'm talking about my favorite one that came out this year, I would say Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Okay, all right. This is
And
so
I-
funny. I keep getting subscriber notifications
yeah,
for
I see that.
Mav after I hosted her yesterday. Like, Twitch, get your fucking shit together, man. I'm not hosting somebody right now.
I
Thanks
just
for
saw that. I just saw that.
Thanks for letting me know how well Mav is doing, Twitch. I love her, but I really don't
Yeah, I
need
just-
updates. Like,
That's so weird. I don't.
like, I ain't no
even know how
fucking
that-
stalker. I put
I don't
slash
even know how
host
that
the
works.
Mav
That's so
show.
weird.
Yeah, yeah,
I see
start
I then
telling
put
Mav.
slash unhost Twitch. Figure the
Yeah,
shit
I-
out.
I did want to answer Roy's question. I like Roy's question earlier because, like, I'm a big TV fan. You know, like if I wanted to change my name to Under the Hatch TV because I like television and movies.
Right.
But I guess I'm not going to do that. You know, it's too late now. I'm guessing maybe it's not too late. I don't know. It's too late. I don't know. Anyway, my favorite TV show lately is a 10-episode series called Wayward Pines. Wayward
Interesting. Is
Pines.
that what station is that on? Netflix?
That was on Fox.
That was on Fox. Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
who's
it
in
was.
that one?
I think it was a Swedish or German novel, and it was just really good. That shit got me. It was kind of Twilight Zoney, kind of The Last of Us, kind of like Pandorum, and it was just like it was really good. I liked it a lot. It really got you at the end with the little Twilight Zone feel that you couldn't escape.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really good. Wayward Pines is like my favorite show of this year, and it's only 10 episodes long. It might not even come back.
Art,
You know?
what's been your favorite show this year?
Nothing. I don't really watch TV shows that much.
Yeah,
Black Mirror.
Maybe. I guess I don't know. I keep up with Arrow and the Flash, so I guess those two.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're mixing it up, putting the shows together, kind of combining some of the DC universe. So I guess that, but that's really all I keep up with.
I mean, gosh, it's almost like what's my favorite show right now, and if there is anything on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because like stuff that came out in this calendar year, the new season of House of Cards on Netflix, which isn't TV but it's a TV show, is fucking phenomenal. The House of Cards. Daredevil was fantastic. I really liked Daredevil. You know, I finished watching. It's not the Clone Wars. What's the sequel called? Rebels. Star Wars Rebels. I finished watching season 1 of that, and I've watched episode 1 of season 2, and that show's really cool. But I never would. I don't know. I would never like be in the top of my mind topically. I like The Walking Dead a lot. It has its issues, but I like it. Game of Thrones, I absolutely love. Has its issues, but I love it. I really liked True Detective season 2 this year. The Flash, as Articus mentioned. Not a big Arrow fan. It's been really hard for me to just get through even season 2 of that. I watch a lot of shows, but in like, you know, like I watch them in, you know, binge watch. And but as far as the calendar year, those have been my favorite so far this year. It's my turn for a question, huh? I'll look for one.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You guys talk. What do you guys want to talk
Some of the ones that I've been watching though are like old rerun type shows that I keep watching. Like I'm watching Pimp My Ride again.
Nice, nice.
I love Pimp My Ride. I don't care. And then I'm watching 24 all over again. So
Jack
I've
Bauer.
watched it about
Jack
4
Bauer.
or 5 times. So
Jack
you got a
Bauer.
question, Amy?
Yeah, Darkside Hunter asked us. Actually, James Rocks, yes, I'm very excited for Doctor Who. And Darkside, I have not been able to get into Orphan Black, and I have people that swear by it. In fact, my girlfriend Jessica swears by it. And speaking of old shows, she just caught up on The West Wing, which is a phenomenal show if you guys want to watch that on Netflix. But I highly recommend The West Wing as well. She just finished that. My question comes from Darkside Hunter. Do we recommend any indie games? And that's an interesting question. Because I think more and more the indie game isn't so indie, so much as it's just a smaller budget.
Correct. I agree. with
And
that.
I would recommend a lot of things that kind of fall into the indie game category. The one I've played recently, Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight was fantastic. Really hard. In fact, I had to. I don't care if people call me a scrub. I enjoyed playing the game this way. I played the game about halfway through, and then I found there's like a cheat code where you can be invincible. And I went back and played the game on Invincible, and I had a great time. I didn't feel cheated at the end by beating it on Invincible, because at this point I've now played 3/4 of the game regular, but I really enjoyed playing it through on Invincible, because I was like, cool, I beat it, now I can sort of enjoy it as I want. But Oz, what would you recommend as a quote-unquote indie game? I think I'll chime in. I think you'd say Life is Strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know me, man. Like I'm not like you in the sense that like I have a terrible time keeping up with actual gaming news. You know, like Life is Strange is an indie game. Square Enix made it. I wouldn't consider it an indie game. You know what I mean? But if
Sure.
it is, like I just don't keep up with that aspect of it. And I guess I should now if I'm going to be taking this stuff way more seriously, which I'm trying to do.
I think if Square Enix is on it, they're the publisher. They weren't the
Right.
They're not the programmer.
Yeah, because I think the other one. God damn it.
Is that your camera on your phone?
Yeah, dude. I got to turn off the Zoom or something. Anyway.
Teabag on your forehead. What's up, man?
Yeah, there's another name on there that I believe is the actual developer name. I think I forgot what it is. Though.
I think it's a smaller publisher
Yeah.
that made it. Is what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely good because like it's not just the fact. It's just got you, man. That game just got you. Like they came out of nowhere with their plot line. Like
Sure.
it was very. It was like it was there in your face, and then it wasn't.
You know, if we're gonna consider Life is Strange, I didn't realize that Square Enix had published it. Rez mentioned Rocket League. You know, Rocket League is interesting. It's from a game developer called Psyonix that's here in San Diego. I'm actually trying to network and meet them because why the fuck not? I live here. You know, Sony paid them a shit ton of money to make that the game of the month for July. So is it an indie game? I don't know. I don't know. I love Rocket League though. I definitely would say I love Rocket League. Darkside, you will like Life is Strange. Oz will give that a huge recommation. I will play that one day as well.
Oh yeah.
Art, what would you
That
recommend?
has replay value.
I've got quite a
Sorry,
few that I've played. I like Crimson Land was one of my favorites. Child of Light. It was published by Ubisoft, but I mean, there's some of those games. If they're smaller,
Sure.
unknown games, I kind of just consider them
I guess if they're not a
indie
triple A
games.
title, I guess.
Right,
Sure.
right. I kind of consider that kind of thing. Resogun, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
came out. That one was a good one. Yeah, stuff like that. I know more, but I really got addicted to Crimson Land. It's basically one of those like tabletop kind of view games where you can actually have, I believe, four players do multiplayer together, and you're basically killing just nonstop hordes of zombies and aliens and all sorts of stuff. I got on the top 10 in Nukefism, which is one of the things on it in the world on it.
Nice.
So, yeah, I just had a blast playing it. Just got addicted to it for a while. I think it was the first game I really started streaming pretty regular. It was boring as heck to everybody else, but I enjoyed it. So,
James Rocks, what do we define an indie game? I actually don't know. Let's take that as the last question. That'll be 4 questions for today, because
Yeah.
I do have to get going. And by the way, thank you again for everybody watching. We don't have a name yet. We're calling ourselves The Talk Show. And we may even have a channel that we do for this, but for now, I'll be hosting it because I can do it this way and figure it out, apparently. But, question, how do we define an indie game anymore these days? I will say this: I don't know how to define that. Is it the budget the game gets? Is it the I don't know. Is it the platform the game goes on? Is it how much marketing a game gets? Because that's huge. I mean, if you're not getting marketed, it only has to go word of mouth, and that's what's great about streaming, which we talked about earlier. We didn't even get into the fact that we'll buy games because we see people playing them. We didn't even get into that part. A lot of stuff going on today. But Oz, how would you define an indie game? Two criteria, just 2 things that would say this is an indie game.
Fact that it's just not mainstream, like people don't know about it. Like it's one of those like underground cult classics,
Okay.
And I think that's my only thing for it.
So it just doesn't have exposure, is what you mean.
You're right. Like you don't see it on your TV commercials. You don't see it at like
Low
advertised.
expectation.
Not even low expectation, because obviously there's a huge community behind the indie games.
Sure.
There's a huge behind it. It's huge.
But the expectation being you're not being told, you like the Archer calendar. Nice. I'm glad you guys can see that. You're not being told this is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's going to be the next best thing. It's awesome.
Correct.
It's Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I mean, it's like, well, it's Resogun, and you can do this, and then it's super cool, and like, da-da-da. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And I will actually say, I think a lot of indie games are actually more about the gameplay or the story than necessarily as the gameplay, the story, and the marketing. But Art, what would you say? 2 criteria. What makes it an indie game?
I think one, like we were saying, maybe not a AAA title. I mean, I hate to say that not a AAA title automatically turns it into an indie game.
Sure.
Because it doesn't, but I think it's kind of the same thing Oz is saying. Just one of those that kind of, because I mean, if you look at a movie, some movies have bigger companies that have like a sub company that are making indie movies that don't get that same publicity as video games. So like Child of Light was made by Ubisoft, but it didn't get that same kind of
Well,
hoopla
and in
that
that
other
case,
games did.
I think Child of Light is made by one of the development houses under Ubisoft, or
right.
they ended up buying it to publish it. I think they ended up publishing it, and I mean that's hey, congrats, Annie280 just subscribed to the Mav Show. Congratulations, Mav. Twitch, get your fucking shit together. But anyway, it's one of those things that like I think it really comes down to budget. For most part, I think it comes down to what kind of a studio put it together. I mean, there's a lot of indie studios under the big guy umbrellas, and like Life is Strange is under Square Enix, and Child of Light is under Ubisoft, and I think that's another thing too. Is I think maybe we should probably become fans of the development houses, and if
Definitely.
Naughty Dog's making a game, I'm probably going to enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Did Naughty Dog like everybody starts somewhere, right? Like Naughty Dog, what was their first game?
You know what? Actually, I will give a shout out to Kind of Funny. They just did actually Rare what Rare Replay just came out, but Colin Moriarty on Kind of Funny used to be on IGN. He wrote the history of Naughty Dog on IGN. It's a huge article. It's a 50,000 word article. It's fantastic.
Because I love Naughty Dog.
Yeah, but you can find their entire history in the games they made. It's a fantastic story. So check that out, you guys. IGN.com. Colin Moriarty's article on the history of Naughty Dog. I highly recommend that to folks.
Yeah,
I think like you were saying, sorry, but I think like you were saying, Hamby, about I think that indie games have one specific thing that they're going after, like the gameplay, for instance.
Sure.
Or they're pushing the story. They may not have all those factors in. Like Ollie Ollie is a great one, and it's just a stupid skateboard game where you skate, make it from point to point, and do little objectives in the middle. And it looks dumb as all get out, but the gameplay mechanics are so unique to me. Like, it's just fun. It's just, it adds to something to it. So, I mean, I think that's the whole thing, is they have games that are specifically made, okay, this is about the gameplay mechanics, and it's just about this, and this one's just about story, and we're going to push as much story as we can, and show what we can do with this small little amount that we're given and budget wise, and do what we can. And to be honest, a lot of them are pushing more boundaries than some of these big third party games, because I think the third party developers have kind of got to a point where they just make the same thing over and over. You know what I mean?
And we talk about it all the time. It's about profit sharing at that point. It
Right.
becomes corporate.
Exactly.
Let's wrap it up, because I do have to get going.
I got one more thing to say.
Yeah, I'm actually going to let you guys say your own goodbyes. Oz, Art, let's start with you, Oz, and you can chime in with what you need to say. What are you guys playing this weekend? What can people look forward to? And then, Art, you chime in after Oz. Oz, you just kick it over to Art, okay?
Just more Dying Light. Just more Dying Light until Dawn. I'm really going to be into Until Dawn, because I like the realism behind it. It reminds me of, like, The Last of Us. Like to me, that's like a new standard for video games. It has to be realistic. Like, as much as like that, like Telltale Walking Dead series and Game of Thrones,
Sure.
It's cartoony.
Sure.
Like, I need to feel like I'm watching a movie. Even though it's a video game, I want to be a part of it and feel like I'm in there. Last of Us made me feel like I was in there. Tomb Raider made me feel like I was in there.
The experience pulled you in.
And I feel like Until Dawn will do that too.
I think Until Dawn will too. I think it's got high expectations. Art, what are you playing, and what are you looking forward to?
I'm playing probably H1Z1 and Destiny. Probably will be the two that I'll play this weekend.
Nice. I just reinstalled Destiny as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready for Taken King. I think it's a good expansion, and I think it's going to be something that will get me back into the game and involved in it. So.
Yeah, and my coworker Jeremy really wants me to play. He was the one that when we were playing Destiny last year, he was the one dancing in front of me and texted me. Captain Dog Poop is his name on PSN. Shout out, Jeremy. What's up? But hey, gentlemen, thank you guys so much. This is I love that we're doing this. Thank you guys for making me get back to doing this. My quick thing as we leave is I think you both should quit your jobs, go bankrupt, and move to San Diego, and we can try to make this work. Or maybe we should move to Austin. I don't know. I have no money to my name anyway, so who cares?
I just have one more thing. Like, seriously, one more thing to say about the subject we were talking about, the effects of streaming in video games. So, like, you were talking about the indie games, right? With the Life is Strange, the indie game.
Yeah.
Does the fact that, like, it started off as an indie game and then, like, big broadcasters blew it up make it more mainstream now?
No, I don't think it does. I think it becomes. I think we don't. I think we overestimate Twitch's outreach. I think it matters to us. And I've been realizing in my radio side that Twitch is barely on the radar. And when I talk about Twitch and YouTube, people know YouTube. When you talk to people, they know YouTube. People don't know Twitch. And the only thing they've heard about Twitch is, like League of Legends or Counter-Strike, or basically the competitive scene that they've caught on ESPN. And I don't think in the cultural zeitgeist, Twitch is quite there yet. And I think we should save this for another topic, and I'll just finish here. And I've mentioned this to both of the guys. I think Twitch has got some real fucking problems, and they've got some real stuff coming at them. And I think if they don't get their shit together and YouTube rolls out what they're capable of rolling out, it's going to be real interesting especially in the next few months. And I think you guys should be looking at what YouTube is doing and seeing the competitiveness of it, see what happens. Because I just don't think when things get big on Twitch, they're big to us, but they're still not mainstream. They still haven't quite hit that cultural zeitgeist where Life is Strange would be something that your mom might say to you, but like, you know, those AAA titles, the ones that we talk about, you know, Assassin's Creed, your parents may have heard of it. You know what I mean? Call of Duty. That stuff hits the cultural zeitgeist. It hits that level. But anyway, we'll wrap it up. Catch us every Friday, either 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock Pacific time, depending on our schedules.
It's not bad so far.
No, it's been
Not
great. Thank you, Oz. And make sure you check out Oz Mortal on Twitch, you guys. And thank you, Articus. Make sure you check him out, Articus262. And we're on Twitter. You can always talk to us on Twitter. In fact, I really appreciate you guys talking to me at night when I'm at the radio station, because the radio station computers really suck for Twitch, and I don't get to spend as much time with you guys as I'd like, and I do miss that. So, but thank you guys for watching. I'm not going to host anybody because I'm afraid of seeing all their sub messages for the rest of my life. So we're just going to end the show. Have a great weekend, you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you guys later.
Bye, everyone.